Today, we're diving into something really interesting, how a classic British brand, Costa Coffee, is making some serious waves in one of the most dynamic markets in the world, India.
So here's the big question, right? How does a brand that feels so quintessentially British manage to not just enter, but actually start to conquer the Indian market? That's the puzzle we're going to piece together.
And their answer really boils down to this philosophy right here. Costa's whole game plan isn't just about what's in the cup. Nope, it's about selling an entire experience, building a culture around their coffee that makes people feel like they're part of something.
And you know what? It is absolutely working. A 30% surge in sales last year alone tells you this isn't just slow and steady growth. Costa's really hitting its stride and becoming a huge player in India's cafe scene.
Okay, so let's back up for a second. How did this all get started? Costa's journey in India isn't exactly new, but the way they're approaching it now has totally evolved.
They actually first dipped their toes in the market way back in 2005. Fast forward to today, and they've got over 200 cafes, mostly in the big cities. But here's the thing, they are not slowing down. The goal is to open another 40 to 50 stores every single year. That's an ambitious plan, and it shows just how confident they are about India.
Now, a massive piece of their success puzzle is how they position themselves in the market. It's all about this idea of creating a premium third space. But what on earth does that actually mean?
Well, think about it like this. You have home, that's your first space. You have work, your second space. The third space is that other place you choose to go, to connect, to relax, to just be. Costa designs its cafes to be exactly that. Cozy, inviting, a destination, not just a pit stop for coffee. And they have a laser focus on who they're building this space for. We're talking about urban professionals who need a spot for a casual meeting, students who need a reliable place to study, and young families looking for a comfortable hangout. None of these groups are just looking for a caffeine fix, they're looking for a community hub.
But look, a great vibe is only half the story. The product itself has to connect with people. And this is where Costa gets really smart with what they call a global strategy. Basically, thinking globally while acting locally.
You can see this fusion play out right on their menu. Of course, they keep their signature stuff, like the famous Mocha Italia blend. But right alongside it, they've embraced the Indian palate. You'll find chai lattes and masala-infused drinks next to the classic cappuccinos. It's the best of both worlds.
And this premium idea carries over to their pricing. Sure, they're a bit pricier than a local chain like Cafe Coffee Day, but they're competitive with another global giant, Starbucks. The whole idea is to make you feel that the quality and that third space experience are worth that little extra. It becomes aspirational.
So, they've got the space, they've got the product, but how do they get the word out? Well, they don't just sit back and wait. They get out there and create some serious buzz with really modern, youth-focused marketing.
A perfect example of this is their UX Costa campaign. This was genius. It wasn't just another ad. It was an invitation for customers to express themselves, tapping right into that Gen Z desire for personalization. It made the customer the hero of the story.
And they made sure you couldn't miss it. You'd see these huge billboards on your commute, you'd get to have these cool, personalized experiences inside the cafes, and then you were encouraged to share it all over social media. It was a completely immersive strategy.
And the results online, they speak for themselves. Their focus on fun, snappy content for platforms like TikTok led to a nearly 160% jump in followers and engagement spikes over 200%. They're not just using these platforms, they're winning on them.
And to really put that in perspective, their TikTok campaigns pulled in a staggering 42 million impressions. That is massive. It shows they know exactly where their audience is hanging out and what kind of content they love. So, no doubt about it, Costa has built up some incredible momentum. But, and it's a big but, the Indian market is famously competitive, and the road ahead is definitely not without its challenges. The coffee space is just so crowded. They're fighting a war on multiple fronts. You've got the global powerhouse Starbucks, the affordable and widespread local hero Cafe Coffee Day, and then the rise of these cool artisanal brands like Blue Tokai that appeal to serious coffee lovers. On top of that, expanding this fast costs a lot of money. Plus, their focus on big metro areas means they're not yet tapping into the huge potential of India's smaller cities. And, surprisingly, their sustainability efforts, which could be a huge win with young consumers, are kind of flying under the radar in India. Which brings us right back to our big question. Costa has crafted this really smart strategy, a perfect blend of a premium, global experience with a local Indian heart. But in a market this fierce, with all these hurdles, is that unique blend going to be enough to stay ahead of the game? That's the billion-dollar question.